Hi, I'm Lonnie D'Amicis, one of the astrologers for Planetary Calendar, and we are back with another weekly forecast. This time it's going to be from August the 2nd to Sunday, August the 8th. And I just want to say, if you're enjoying these weekly forecasts, we really hope you like the forecast. And please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, because that really helps us to keep bringing these weekly forecasts to you. We love hearing your comments about them, and we appreciate the feedback. So let's jump in, and we're going to start with the 2nd. On the 2nd, we have a Venus trine Uranus. So, Venus is in Virgo and Uranus is in Taurus, so they're both earth signs. That's a really little bit more stable kind of a energy transfer in the earth signs than normally you would think with Uranus involved. And of course, that trine is the most stable of aspects. But that doesn't mean that Venus can't go off on a little bit onto the rebellious and the eccentric. Certainly in issues concerning the Taurian energy, which right now we've got a lot of activism going on for the planet, the environment, and all that. So, women's groups may become very prominent, or as they have been becoming very prominent in trying to maintain the planet for our future generations. And if you heard a little background noise right there, that was our particular Venus trine Uranus with our gardeners heavy at work protecting our environment here at the Napa Valley Club. But so, women have been strong advocates for the earth for a long time, and that's going to continue for a while, especially with that Uranus in Taurus, which is a feminine sign, and really the caretakers of the planet have been that feminine energy for a very long time. Venus, of course, is the ruler of Taurus, so there's a great synergy there. There's a void, of course, on Monday the 2nd, but it's very short and very early in the morning. Jupiter and Mars are not that happy with the moon. Jupiter when the moon is still in Taurus, and Mars after it turns into Gemini. But it's really not that bad because Mars is in Virgo and the moon's in Gemini, they're both Mercury-ruled signs. So it's really not as challenging as one might think. Saturn is up there on top of the number, ruling the way dictatorial Saturn likes to do, especially in Aquarius, where he dictates to the masses rather than taking it out on your stiff joints and bones. So that's a little bit better for that side of Saturn, because the ancient rulership of Aquarius is Saturn, and so these two Saturn-ruled signs, Capricorn and Aquarius, are different sides of that Saturnian energy. We move on to the 3rd, which has a little bit more excitement going on with that now it's Mercury square Uranus. So that's a little bit different, and we might get some vocalization of these planetary climate issues going on, although that's been an ongoing feature as well. Mercury is elevated over the number because it's in a good aspect with that moon in Gemini. So we're going to see that, and the sun is sextile the moon. So a nice energy balance there between the ego and the emotions. Venus and Neptune, not so much, but, Neptune is in Pisces, which is a strong position for Neptune, so that idealism, it's kind of good to sort of fly under the radar. On the 4th, we have a void, of course, again. It's really not very long, a couple hours in the afternoon. Take a long lunch. If you feel like this is going to inhibit your concentration. The moon goes void in Gemini, which is an actual void, of course, not one of the rulerships of Jupiter or the moon. So you will feel that, especially if you're sensitized to the Gemini energy. But Jupiter and Mars are both above the number, so I don't think that it will be sort of a all-day wipeout kind of a short void of course. There's no real aspects on the line, so it's kind of a clear slate. And it really kind of highlights that this is kind of a light week. It's not, these aren't heavy duty kinds of transits that are happening right now. When you go to the 5th, you see that the moon is in a good aspect with that Uranus in Taurus, but there's no aspects on the line. You pretty much have a clear slate for that Thursday. And on the 6th, we have the sun now squaring Uranus. And, you know, remember, the squares are the things that make things happen. There's a lot going on with sort of the public, the global community, all Uranus energies and in Taurus being with the environment and things like that, or just concerns over things like infrastructure and all the debates and things that are going on along those lines are all kind of that Uranus in Taurus. And now when it squares the sun, it brings, people to attention about it. And so as long as Uranus is in Taurus, we're going to have that theme going through the news and your consciousness. The void, of course, starts later in the afternoon, 3:11 p.m. on the Pacific coast, but ends early in the morning. So it's not really hugely problematic. Maybe you leave work early, or you decide to start your weekend a little bit early, and that shouldn't be too much of a bother. Moon in Leo on the 7th. Sounds like a nice summery energy takes over for the weekend. That Mercury parallel Uranus isn't a very strong aspect, both of them being in earth signs. So maybe a kind of relaxing, kind of almost indulgent weekend plan should be in the offing. Energy's been slowing down anyway because we're heading toward the new moon. And after the new moon on the 8th, you'll see energy building again, and Ralph will kick off with that. But on the 8th, we have that Leo moon, again, that kind of indulgent, enjoy the summer kind of emotional mindset with the sun conjunct the moon, which of course defines the new moon, and the sun now parallel Uranus, again highlighting that earthy energy. So that's the week from the 2nd to the 8th of August. We're in the dog days of summer, and I hope that you enjoy your summer. Come see us at our YouTube channel, Planetary Calendar Astrology, and if you haven't gotten your 2022 calendar yet, we have them available at planetarycalendar.com. Thanks for watching.